Now, at this point, Jerry, a lot of people who have been to church, as I have.
Oh, yeah, me too.
They're probably going to be wondering why I praised astrology so much. Haven't you read the Bible, Santos? The Bible condemns astrology. Well, no, it doesn't. It condemns astrologers as false prophets, just as Jesus condemned lawyers who weren't practicing law correctly. Of course, Jesus was not condemning law. He came to fulfill the law. So, Mazzaroth, what's this word? Oh boy, let's click on here and let's be good churchgoers and expand our horizons, shall we? I know God's going to be very angry that I'm looking up this word in Job 38:32 called Mazzaroth, which actually means zodiac. So what does God say about the Mazzaroth in Job? Let's have a look. Here we go. Job 38:32. For all the churchgoers out there who have been stumbled that I've glorified astrology as the most holy of sciences and the mother of all sciences, here's God talking to Job. Canst thou bind the chains of the Pleiades? Oh, that's a constellation that the devil made. That's astrology. What's God quoting it for? Or loose the bands of Orion. Orion? Oh, my goodness, that's the Egyptian god. Oh, God's gone down to Egypt and got himself brainwashed.
Evil!
Canst thou lead forth the Mazzaroth in their season? Canst thou guide the bear Arcturus? Arcturus. No, wait a minute. That's the star, the red star in the bear. The bear is called, it's Arcturus. What am I talking about?
Yeah. You got it.
With her sons. And here it gives you the, where to go. Jewish Publication Society of America. And it explains what the Mazzaroth is. But we'll go back. Canst thou lead forth Mazzaroth in their season? You see, this is why God attacks the diviners and the false prophets and the false priests and the false judges and the false astrologers, because they're leading people astray, like Copernicus did and Newton and Einstein.
Yeah, tricksters.
Yeah, so they need to be condemned, but their science shouldn't be condemned. Astrology, astronomy, alchemy, chemistry, physics, etc. Because those are established by God, the Creator. God has made this. Now, in 2 Kings, the related word Mazzalot, which is exactly the same as Mazzaroth, is also mentioned, okay? So, for those church-going people who get stumbled about Mazzaroth, do some research, okay? And understand that you are required to be able to tell forth the ecliptic and the Mazzaroth, and know when Aries is coming, so you know when to plant your seeds, and know when Virgo is coming, so you know when to harvest. I mean, you should have enough common sense to know when the harvest is ready. But the point is, the stars are in harmony with the seasons. Okay.
Absolutely.
And this is what churchgoers are ignoring and neglecting, because they are told that it's from the devil. The devil made the stars. The devil made the world. The devil must have made God then, because God quoted the Mazzaroth that he made.
Yeah.
Alrighty, brother. So I presented everything I wanted to present for today. I suppose we can just linger a little bit and see if we can tidy up some points. Do you have any questions?
No, not at all. No.
Right.
Sorry. No, I mean, I get it. It makes sense to me. I don't have any questions. Not exactly. No.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at another Bible then while we're here. Another Bible word, crystalline sea, eh?
Oh yeah. It always reminds me of that picture where he's looking through it and to another world, or outside of this world. I mean, I love that picture. It's telling you there's other worlds, folks.
So what is this glass of sea? Well, we know that the firmament is glassy, okay? Let's have a look at Revelation 4:6. Also, in front of the throne, there was what looked like a sea of glass, clear as crystal. In the center, around the throne, were 4 living creatures, and they were covered with eyes in front and back. Interesting. What is this then? What is the sea in Revelation? Someone's going to explain that. Okay. What is the sea? Could be trouble.
Could be.
Twice in the book of Revelation, John mentions a sea of glass near the throne of God. Of course, the 9th sphere, which is the crystalline sea, according to astrology, is near the throne of God because God is always up. Okay? So, of course, they both concur, both the Bible and astrology.
Absolutely.
John does not elaborate much about what the sea of glass actually is. It is water that looks like, is it water that looks like glass? Is it smooth or rough like broken glass? Does it move like the waves of the sea, or is it stationary? As we know, the sea is a dynamic moving force, but glass gives the impression of stillness. Anyway, the point is that this crystalline sea is acknowledged in astrology, and it's the 9th sphere, okay, above the firmament, just like the Bible concurs. Let's have a look at Genesis 1, and then let's have a look at the firmament, another Bible word.
Yes.
So, Genesis, in the beginning, let's have a look at this, shall we? Crystalline sea, Mazzaroth can go. Let's have a look here. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, that's the torus field, and the earth is the plane of inertia, okay? That's it. God created the heavens and the earth. The earth is the torus. The heavens is the torus, the donut, and the earth is the hyperboloid in the center. The earth was without form and void. In other words, it didn't have, the ability to plant seeds and host humanity.
Manifest.
Yeah, mountains and rivers and form. It was just a dense, solid counterpart to the torus, because that's what the heavens and earth are. It has to be. And darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters. Okay. And God said, let there be light. Of course, the torus is Torah, which is an aura, which is light. And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, one day. Okay, so the first day was simple. Second day, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and separated the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And there was evening and there was morning, a second day. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind upon the earth. And it was so. And earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was an evening and there was a morning, a third day. Now this is where it gets interesting. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to separate the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. That's the moon, of course. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and there was an evening, and there was a morning, a fourth day. Then on the fifth day, God makes the creatures of the air and the creatures of the water. Then on the sixth day, he makes the land animals and man. Now, let's have a look at the firmament. What is the firmament in the Bible? Oh, look at this. I've already clicked on these. Wikipedia. Let's go to the first. The firmament is a structure above the atmosphere, conceived as a vast solid dome. Well, that's not correct. The dome is the primum mobile. It's higher than the firmament. I'm absolutely certain of this. The firmament is not the dome, okay? A lot of people are confusing them, but the vault or the dome is the highest part of our construct.
Exactly.
The firmament is the eighth part.
Exactly.
Okay. So God created the firmament to separate the waters above the earth from the waters below. See how they put quotation marks in there because they think this is symbolic or figurative because they're clueless. They've got no idea that there are actually waters above the firmament, real water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the word is anglicized from Latin firmamentum, tum, all is atum. Okay, look at this. It's derived from the Latin root firmus, a cognate of firm. Yeah, exactly. And the Hebrew word is rakia. Okay, here it is, rakia. The firmament is called rakeh or rakia.
That's right.
The Hebrews believed the sky was a solid dome. Oh, hang on. No, wait a minute. We are Copernican globetards upside down. The Hebrews must be stupid. Sorry, Hebrews are stupid. Told me stupid. There's no solid dome. It's all, a vacuum, as Copernicus, the upside down Jesuit, said. So the Jewish encyclopedia, burn it. It's got to be dumb.
I know. The Wikipedia, man, you can't trust anything.
Yeah, jesting aside, the Hebrews were a great scientific race, and so were the Jews, and the Jewish encyclopedia is correct. Like most ancient peoples, the Hebrew believed the sky is a solid dome with the sun, moon, planets embedded. Embedded.
I love that.
In it.
Placed
Hence
there.
The explanation for the ecliptics, guys. Everything is firm and the earth is stationary. According to the Jewish encyclopedia, the Hebrews regarded the earth as a plane. Oh, huh? Not a ball?
Not a ball flying through space, an accident from an ape?
So the Hebrews had no balls then?
No.
Like Copernicus. Copernicus had no balls. Coward, a liar, a cheat, a swindler.
Trickster.
On a hill, yeah, Mount Meru in the middle, I would say, yeah. The hyperboloid, bol meaning hill, figured like a hemisphere swimming on water. Well, what was my analogy of the egg and the yolk inside the egg?
We're on the top half of the egg.
Yeah.
The hemisphere. It says it right there. It's in the name. Half of the sphere.
Yeah. Over this is arched the solid vault of heaven. Yeah, see, over this is arched the solid vault because the dome or the vault is higher than the firmament. To this,
exactly,
the vault are fastened,
fixed,
fastened the lights, the stars, So slight is this elevation that birds may rise to it and fly along its expanse. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Augustine wrote that too much learning had been expended on the nature of the firmament, but we may understand this name as given to indicate not it is motionless, but that it is solid. Okay. Given to indicate not it is motionless, of course, because it moves, but that it is solid. He wrote, St. Basil argued for a fluid firmament. According to St. Thomas Aquinas, the firmament had a solid nature and stood above the region of fire, which is the earth. That's according to Ptolemy. Remember when I started reading Ptolemy, he called the earth the region of fire.
Yes.
Hence, this is why volcanoes come from under the earth, wherein all vapor must be consumed. Oh, look at this. Who's this? The Copernican revolution of the 16th century led to the reconsideration of these matters. In 1554, John Calvin proposed that firmament be interpreted as clouds. Bullshit.
That's like throwing out the ether.
Yeah, he who would learn astronomy and other recondite arts, let him go elsewhere, wrote Calvin. It is as it became a theologian, Moses had to respect us rather than the stars, Calvin wrote.
Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Okay, Copernicus' heliocentric model included an outer sphere that held the stars. There you go. And by having the Earth rotate daily on its axis, it allowed the firmament to be completely stationary. Nonsense. Totally the reverse. Tycho Brahe. Now, I like this guy. Tycho Brahe, he was correct. He was a contemporary of Copernicus. It's a shame they didn't listen to Tycho Brahe.
Okay.
Because the idea orbs existed as solid, incorruptible material objects. He's wrong about that.
For sure.
Giordano Bruno proposed a cosmology without firmament. Well, you're wrong, Giordano. Sorry, brother.
Yes.
All right, there you go. Let's see what else we can find that is interesting. I saw this one here before. Let's try that one. What is the firmament in the Bible? Firmamentum means sky or expanse, as mentioned 17 times in the King James Version. 17.
Yeah.
9 of the consequences of firmament are in the first chapter of the Bible as part of the creation account. Separating the waters under the expanse and the waters above. A water canopy. Ooh. Canopy, enwrapped the earth in a protective layer.
Tent.
Well, anyway, not much there, but I'll try this one and then close it off, I guess, unless we have anything else to contemplate.
Right.
There it is, rakia,
Firmament.
rakia, the firmament, okay? Now, the point I want to leave with is that the Bible and astrology concur. The Bible speaks of a firmament, so does astrology. It's the 8th sphere. The Bible speaks of a crystalline sea, so does astrology. It's the 9th sphere, the 9th heaven, the watery, dreamy 9th heaven, which we all wish to go to. And then the Bible also speaks about a vault or a dome, which is the primum mobile, which concurs with astrology. So, moral of the story? Well, Ptolemy and geocentrism rules. It always will. It is correct. Heliocentrism and Copernicus are incorrect. It's an erroneous model designed to lead those who would be led due to their stupidity down the garden path and off to perdition and damnation, where all the hellish Jesuit, Satanist, Luciferian liars will go. So, guys, repent of stupidity if you're still on the fence and you think you're living upside down on a Santa globe. It doesn't exist. It never did, and it never will. Okay? The scriptures clearly say that God is dwelling above the circle of the earth. A circle is not a sphere. Okay? The circle is the plane of inertia, which is in the middle of the torus field. There are only toruses, all is atom. Alrighty, so, I reckon that's about it, brother. Any concluding comments?
Just that there's only three things that you can't hide: the sun, the moon, and the truth.
Love it.
Yeah,
Stop sharing.
For sure. For sure. Great presentation, brother, by the way.
Thanks,
Much appreciation, much love.
I'll finish off with our beautiful cosmos.
Okay.
Plane of Earth.
Planet Earth. Plane of Earth, I mean.
Planet of Earth. Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, firmament, crystalline sea, primum mobile, and the realm of fire, the Empyrean.
Wow.
You know, when you go to an emporium?
Yes.
Yeah, what does that mean? What's an emporium where you go shopping? Well, it has everything. It's like a supermarket.
Right, exactly.
Because it's copying the Empyrean. See, fire is here, and water is under the earth. Under the earth we have water, we have tides, and we have fire, volcanoes.
Oh yeah.
And magma. Well, it's fire and water. There is destructions by fire. There are destructions by water. You see, in First Peter, in the Gospel, in the letter of the Epistle of Saint Peter, Peter says, "For the former world was destroyed with fire, but the one coming will be destroyed." The former world was destroyed with water, but the one coming shall be destroyed with fire, as decreed.
And there it is.
And this is whether we live on a disc Earth or whether it's square and circle. I believe it is.
Both.
I believe it's like
both.
I do. Yes. Yeah. I do.
Me too. For sure.
There's definitely a tesseract surrounding this, and I believe that we live top down. We live on something like this. And there's a center, I believe, and somehow the square is imposing itself on the circle, and the square is the transcendental 4D, and the circle is 3D.
Yep. And
we are getting confused, and when we look up, we cannot understand the nature because it's like a rainbow. A rainbow has no Cartesian coordinates, okay? You cannot go up and grab it.
Like a mirage. Like a mirage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with the sun.
Same thing.
You cannot triangulate the sun because it's not actually there. It's an effect. Like the rainbow. Someone standing here, they see the rainbow. This guy doesn't see it.
Exactly.
Why? He's only 3 meters away.
Yep.
In some cases. Well, this is the dome. Dominus, the Lord. Dominus. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
perfect.
As you know, you cannot create a rainbow effect indoors without a mirror. So
That's right.
How come the sun is able to produce the effect of a rainbow which isn't there? It just appears there as a projection without the mirror of the dome.
Proves the dome.
Absolutely it does. The rainbow proves the dome.
It proves the dome. You have to have something to make the rainbow.
Yep. All right, brother. Thank you for the hangout, and my final expression would be omnia vincit veritas. Truth conquers all, and I would like to finish with the state of the globe is the globe of the state. So if the state of the globe is not good, check out the reason why, because it's the globe of the state that is causing all of the prison planet that you think you're living on, all of the famines, all of the droughts, all of the woes, all of the action-reaction solution, the Hegelian dialectic, all of the demonic teachings of gravity, hocus pocus, relativity, the Santa Ball, etc. Folks, omnia vincit veritas. The truth will conquer all. Thank you very much.